With all the shit going down in the States right now, I think you can already guess what this EP is all about. What's up everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. But right now, we are going to talk about this T.I. EP called Us or Else. Now, I'm sure by now you guys have heard the singles We Will Not and also Warzone, and these two songs really set the tone for this EP because this whole thing is just politically charged. With We Will Not, we have just one long verse from T.I. where he's flowing his ass off over this trappish style production, and then on the song Warzone we're getting a more traditional sound with that sample-based soulful feel, and both of these songs have him just going in about injustice, inequality, and he even says that he's willing to be a martyr if it means it'll make things better for his kids, for his grandkids, just for the future in general. So even though we know T.I. is someone who's rapped a lot of gangsta shit, he really is showing a lot of growth on this EP, and he actually mentions that on the song I Swear. This is another one with some great sample-based production, so that song and Warzone are actually my two favorites. And on here he brings up how he used to rap about the money, cars, clothes, hoes, all that simple stuff, but he's grown up and now that he has kids, he might have grandkids someday, he's really thinking about the future and how he can lead the way and make things better. So as someone who has changed a lot within the past 5 years, getting married, having a couple of kids, and all kinds of other shit, just growing up mentally, I can really understand where T.I. is coming from, and I appreciate that he is showing this growth. But whether or not he sticks to that is a whole other story, because I wouldn't be surprised if on his next project he's still coming with some of that gangsta shit, although to be fair, that is part of his story, so we'll see what happens. But as for right now, I think T.I. is showing that he's matured a lot as a person and as an artist. Now as for features on this one, you're going to get Big Crit dropping a verse on Switching Lanes, but this was probably my least favorite track on here because it just isn't as deep as the other tracks. It does explore some injustice and inequality like the other songs do, but it has more of a wavy sort of late night feel to it. It just didn't stick out to me as much as these other songs, so I had it as my least favorite, but it's still not really a bad track. Big Crit's verse on this is just alright, not anything too deep or special. But you are going to get great verses from B. Rossi and Killer Mike on 40 Acres. This track has some really deep bass that just punches you right in your goddamn face, and the lines on this are pretty memorable, man. I like how Killer Mike suggests that when the Europeans first showed up on the shores of Africa, our ancestors should have just slaughtered them. Maybe that would have made history a little bit better for us. And then you're going to have B. Rossi on here bringing up how a lot of people think that just because there's a black president, no one can talk about racism and racial inequality and injustices, which I think is just a stupid thing that a lot of people say. It's not true. Having a black president doesn't mean that everything's all right, although it does show that we've come a long way, so, you know, it's worth a little bit of something, but you can't just erase history and what's going on today because of one person and where they are in life. That shit to me is just ridiculous. And the last song to talk about on here, I'm actually just going through all these tracks because it's a short EP, so I know the format here might not be that strong, but hey man, it's only 6 songs, so I'm just going to talk briefly on how I feel about all of them. The last song I didn't talk about is Black Man featuring Quavo, Rah Rah, and of course Meek Millie. And this was another track that might be one of my least favorites. I like it a bit more than Switching Lanes, but I didn't really care for this one too much. The verses weren't that strong, although the production on here I thought was really dope, man. I like how they mixed some of that synth work with the sample-based sound, so the production throughout this EP is bringing you some different styles and effects, and overall I thought this was a pretty solid EP that I am going to give a 3.5 out of 5. The reason I don't go higher is because I don't know if I'm going to come back to this one a whole lot. I really did enjoy listening through it, but these songs didn't really blow me away a whole lot. I like Warzone and I Swear. I'll probably keep those in rotation, but other than that, you know, this wasn't the EP that I think is going to make my top 10 or anything to that effect. But you guys hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts, and make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially gotta subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.